What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my next YouTube video. In this video we're going to be talking about NIO. We're going to talk about what it did today, how it actually got back above our $57 support, which was bullish, and then we're just going to talk about some other news that may be related to NIO. Now before we get into this video, I'd like to remind you that I do have a free Discord server. Link in the description below. If you need help, hop here at me, do whatever. I'm here to help you guys out. Let's get right into the video and let's talk about NIO. Now if you notice, NIO is actually down about 50 cents after hours, so nothing too big, but something to keep in mind. Apple is up in after hours, and the reason why Apple is up after hours is because Hyundai and Apple have partnered up to make an autonomous electric vehicle. They're partnering up to do this, and that causes huge surges. You can see we're up over 2% right now in after hours. And the question I want to give to you guys: do you think this is going to impact NIO in a negative way? As you can see, we're already down 46 cents in after hours. This may not be due to the Apple news. It could be. But what is your guys' opinion on that? This is a huge deal. Apple's now and Hyundai starting to get to the scene with the autonomous thing. So NIO's not the only one. Tesla's not the only one. Apple was entering that field where I knew that they were going to do that with the Apple car. But now they've announced that their Hyundai partnership is finalized. So let me know in the comments below, how do you think this is going to affect NIO? Do you think that's going to be bad news for NIO, or do you think NIO's just going to not really pay it any mind? But let's get right into the technical side and let's talk about what happened today. So in yesterday's video, I said we were in this middle part. We were in this awkward middle part, and I would not take an entry until we either, one, got above $57, or two, we fell back down to $52.77. And what happened today? The second part happened today, and we actually got right back above $57. Now in the beginning of the day, we kind of looked like we were heading back down. We had this candle wick right here. What was that at? 54.78. So we had that candle wick right there, and I thought that we were heading back down to 52.77. I really did, just the way we were selling off. So if you go to the 15-minute time frame, right at market open, we had that aggressive sell-off the first 15 minutes, and then bam, out of nowhere at 9:45, it just shot up like a bull, right? And then we got into this zone. This is the reason why I have these zones here. And then we just pretty much scaled up the whole day, and then we consolidated and then pretty much sold off at the end of the day. Overall though, NIO, it got back into our buy range, and this was important for NIO. So if you're watching NIO, this is exactly what you wanted to see today. We had that bullish momentum. Now we need to continue it. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Well, we obviously have the Apple news. I don't know how that's going to affect NIO. I don't know if it's going to affect it at all. But we have to keep that in the back of our head, because now Apple, Hyundai, they're joining the scene with all these EVs. So we have to keep that in mind, guys. Now, what do I need to see for NIO tomorrow? What needs to happen for us to start continuing this trend up? Right, we've been on this aggressive sell-off. So we have this trend line in play that I did mark out the other day. So we had this trend line right here. But what happened? We just broke above it. So that's why I said getting above $57 was bullish, because we had this trend line. Every time we hit up to it, we were making lows, right? We were getting rejected, and then we were just coming back down. So today we broke that trend line, and now we're kind of just basing out. Yes, we had that red candle at the end of the day, but I would not be worried about that candle whatsoever. I would just let it base out right here. That's what it's doing. This is just a pullback, just so it can cool off, just so it can get it together for its next run up. So tomorrow, if I'm looking at NIO and I want it to be bullish, the area I'm watching and watching closely is this 59 mark. We've got rejected by it several times before. Notice how many times we got rejected here, here, and just a couple more times recently. So that $59 mark is something that's given us trouble before. Now, something to also keep in mind is that's also been a support. Notice we've held above this area multiple times before, so we know getting above it and holding above it is a bullish play. So tomorrow, what needs to happen? It needs to get above this $59, at least consolidate around it, and maybe Friday we push above it. But nonetheless though, I want to see it get at or above $59 tomorrow, and then maybe Friday we set up and then start uptrending again, or maybe Friday we have a pullback to test to confirm that level, and then we're set up bullish for next week. Now, what's the bearish case scenario for NIO? Because we got to talk about that. We always know we talked about bullish case. Now we got to talk about the bearish case. Bearish case for NIO is us getting below this level right here. Us getting below $57 is the bearish case. Now, even if we got a pullback to this top of the line at $57, even if we got a pullback to the top of that and stayed in our green box still, then I would not be worried about that. I only say we're bearish when we get below that level and we close below that level. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying bearish. So even if tomorrow's red slightly and we still stay in this box right here range, we may pull out, but then we come back in. That's completely fine. The important part is that we stay closed in between this green box. It's green for a reason, because when we're in this, then we're starting to set up for an uptrend. Either way though, definitely don't want to see it getting below this $57 mark and closing below it. There's only so many times that this support level can hold before we just break through again, and there's not enough buyers here. So if we get below that $57 mark, we could be heading down to $52.77, and that may just be a good dip buy. Overall though, NIO is looking strong. This is exactly what you want to see happen today. I'm excited for NIO, but we also have to take account into this Apple news. As you can see, Apple just keeps climbing in after hours. So hopefully crossing my fingers that NIO doesn't really react to it. I mean, I wouldn't see why NIO react to it. Yes, there's a new EV scene happening. Apple is joining it. Hyundai's partnering up with them. That's kind of a huge deal, but I don't see why NIO would be greatly affected by that. Right? There's more competition, but NIO's in the Chinese market and expand to European market, which are still not in the North American market, so it shouldn't impact it too much. But overall, we'll have to watch this situation closely. Now, once we get above $59, I know a lot of you people are probably wondering where it's heading next. Well, I don't have a resistance again until $64.80. I have that there because we got rejected several times. We tried to push up, came back down. So really, once we get above $59, I don't see any problem starting to reverse and heading back down back up to $64.80. I like what NIO is doing. It broke this trend line. We talked about that trend line play yesterday, so that was exciting today. Let me know in the comments below, what's your thoughts on this Apple situation? I know the news just came out. Do you think it's going to affect NIO, or do you think NIO is just going to brush it off and it's not really going to care about it? And once again, let me know your share holdings, what's your average, how many you have, and what's your overall outlook on NIO. Anyways, thank you for being here. Appreciate all the support y'all been giving me. It's truly appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video.